I think it's best to head into every new year with a list of things that you don't need to be buying, because I don't know about you, but I am super motivated within the first few months of every year to meet my goals. And some of my goals that were my goals in 2025, continue to be my goals in 2026, are to save money in the name of helping my wallet, also my sanity and my mental health, and also in the name of helping the planet, because the less stuff we buy, the less impact we have on the planet. If that type of thing sounds like something you'd be interested in, I highly recommend hitting the subscribe button and sticking around on this side of the internet. And if you're interested in supporting my work and videos like this that are sponsor free, so that I can tell you things that you don't need to be buying instead of things that you should be buying, you can click that join button below and become a member of this channel, which has a few perks, such as joining my close friends over on Instagram for behind the scenes stuff and an extra video or live stream every single month. But for this video, I came up with a list of over 50 things that I will not be buying. Honestly, I might make a couple more videos like this because I'm essentially boycotting every big business in 2026, and I can make more videos about that if you want. But the 50-ish things I categorize into a few different categories, so let's get into it. Paper towels. I know this might sound revolutionary, but I have not bought paper towels in a very, very long time. We have an army of towels and dish rags and little wipes that we use for everything in our home. And I know everybody always says, but what about cat throw up? No, I'm not cleaning up cat throw up. With reusable cloths, trust, you can use toilet paper. You don't have to go out and buy paper towels just for that purpose. Or you could buy paper towels just for that purpose and not just keep them on your counter where they're easy to grab and just waste. That money adds up, and I don't buy them. Same thing with single-use plastic baggies or Ziploc baggies. I have not bought these in years because instead I use reusable silicone stasher bags. I do not buy tampons or pads, and I will not be buying any of those in 2026 because I use reusable period underwear. Now, I own the period underwear brand that I use. It's called K&S, and I do happen to think we are the most comfortable period underwear on the market, but essentially this saves me a ton of money over time because I'm not constantly repurchasing single-use products and throwing them into the landfill. If you're interested in trying K&S for yourself, I will leave a link in the description, and there's a discount down there for $10 off. Honestly, that's a great goal for 2026. Stop throwing away single-use period products and switch to something reusable. I don't buy any plastic cling wrap. I honestly just don't understand what the big appeal of this is in the kitchen. I don't like to buy things just to throw them away and spend money on things that are just gonna go to the landfill, so I don't buy this. I find that with my stasher bags and my glass Tupperware or my glass storage containers, I don't need plastic cling wrap. And same with aluminum foil. I have reusable silicone baking sheets, which I love. I feel like they're better and easier to use. Less money and less waste. We don't buy single-use plastic water bottles in this home. I find them really wasteful. They add microplastics to your water and it's really expensive. Like really, when you look at the amount of money people spend on plastic water bottles versus how tap is virtually free, it is so expensive to do. So we don't do it. I don't buy any coffee pods, and I don't buy any of those aerosol spray cans for oil. I have a refillable oil sprayer, which is called my Misto, and I swear by it. I've been using it for probably 7-8 years now.
You can't get rid of me, bitch. I'm not going nowhere.
We don't buy plastic sponges because they can't be composted or recycled. They are literally just landfill trash. And instead we use 100% wooden dish brushes that can just be composted, and they last so much longer than a sponge. That's just kind of a little bacteria factory. And I don't buy plastic loofahs because there's an all-natural version of it that can be composted. I don't buy any disposable lint rollers because I have a reusable one that works better than the disposable ones. I don't buy plastic lighters or matches because I have a rechargeable lighter. I don't buy any plastic food storage containers because I like to avoid my food touching plastic as much as possible, and so we have glass ones and they last a lot longer. They don't get stained, they don't get scratched as easily as the plastic ones, so I won't be buying any plastic ones. We don't buy any disposable Swiffer pads because they're really easy to get a reusable version of. We don't buy dryer sheets at all because we use wool dryer balls in our home that are reusable and they don't add weird scented chemicals to our clothes. I don't buy disposable single-use makeup wipes because I either double cleanse or I use the magic makeup eraser. I think it's just a makeup eraser, the reusable version basically of a makeup wipe. I don't buy single-use cupcake liners because my silicone reusable ones are superior. And I don't buy fizzy water in cans because I have a fizzy water machine that honestly really makes it convenient to always have fizzy water on deck when my neighbors stop by and we want to make a mocktail. My next category are things I have just cut out of my life completely because I don't feel I need them. I don't buy air fresheners. There are no air fresheners in my house, in my car. Honestly, anything scented at this point gives me a headache because I have cut out synthetic fragrance from my life for several years after I found out the impacts that it can have on your respiratory system and your brain. So I don't buy anything like that. Same thing with fabric softener. It's actually bad for your clothes and I don't want to smell it. I don't want to feel it. So I just cut it out of my life. I also do not buy conditioner. I quit using conditioner in college when I was broke and I never reincorporated it back into my routine because it just feels like an added expense that I don't personally need. And every hairstylist who has touched my hair says it's very, very healthy. And I mean, I think it looks good. I don't buy plastic razors. In fact, I don't buy razors at all because I don't shave, which means I also don't buy shaving cream. I don't buy alcohol because I am sober by choice. I've heard that called like teetotal or straight edge. Regardless, that is something that I will not be buying any of in 2026. I won't be buying any trash bag liners. I get this comment kind of a lot. People will say, if you don't get plastic bags at the grocery store, what do you line your trash cans with? And the answer is we just don't line our bathroom trash cans because we don't really throw away a lot in there in general. We just don't buy small trash can liners and we buy the ones just for our main trash can. And then when we need to, we can empty the other ones into the main trash can. We don't buy any additional tablets and stuff for things like our dishwasher or our laundry, like Rinse Aid. I'm not gonna buy that. I don't buy toner for my skincare routine because my understanding is that now that face washes are pH balanced, we don't need toners unless you're targeting a certain skin concern, which I feel serums do a better job at addressing. So I just cut toner out of my skincare routine. I don't buy mouthwash because I don't incorporate it into my routine, but I do make a DIY version for my partner. And I don't buy any nail polish or nail accessories because I don't know, I'm boring. I don't want to have to make a decision about what I want to put on my nails every other week, you know? I don't need more decisions to be making. My next list is a list of things that I don't buy because I can either borrow it from a neighbor or rent it. And I really hope that we can have more of this mentality in 2026 where we don't think we all have to own all of this stuff and that we can focus more on building community so that we can rely on each other and we can share things instead of everybody having to have their own. First up is a tire inflating machine. And I've talked about this before and some people say that it's like a great idea. I just feel that everybody owning one of these is really wasteful when they're at every single gas station ever. And sure, there are exceptions where this makes sense, but for me, I don't want to own one. It feels like something that we took that was like working fine as a community resource and is now being sold to us all that we should have it as individually, you know? So I don't want one. I'm not buying one. Books, I really never buy books. I have a little free library in my yard. I take advantage of my library resources. And so I don't buy books new ever. There is also a secondhand bookstore near me. So every now and then I'll go in there to browse, but usually I look and then I'll look it up on my library website and then just get it from them. Board games as well are something that a lot of libraries have, but more so I can borrow them from my friends and my neighbors. I don't need to buy any new board games in 2026. I put myself on a no buy for hostingware in 2025 because something happens to me when I add something to my thrifting wish list and it takes me a while to find it. I will find what I need. Like I definitely have all the hostingware I need at this point. I don't need any more, but because I searched for it for like a year straight, my brain is still always looking for it at the thrift store. And with things like that, I can find myself buying more than I need. So I won't be buying any hostingware in 2026 because I have enough. And if I ever do need something that is more than the plenty of stuff that I have friends and I have neighbors and I have my Buy Nothing group that I can borrow from. So I won't be buying any of that in 2026. I won't be buying any workout equipment in 2026 for a few reasons. Number one, because I feel that there are plenty of ways to go and get your workout in without having to everybody own their own workout equipment. It feels unnecessary. It feels overconsumption because gyms are great third spaces. That's how like Madison's entire friend group met because they go to the gym together. And I just really believe in third spaces and not everybody owning their own individual stuff. For me, even on like a more personal level, I definitely am more motivated and I get more done when I go to a class. So I'm in Pilates. I go to Pilates twice a week and I will absolutely do it more if someone is there and I'm like in a class than if I were just at my home. And another reason is that I also use this app called Trainwell and they have catered my workouts when I am not in Pilates, when I'm working out at my house, to the equipment that I already have, so that I can utilize the things that I have in my home instead of, you know, having to go buy more stuff. So I'm just not buying any of that this year. Tables and chairs, I can always rent them or borrow them. There's a really cheap rental place in Austin called Miscellaneous Rentals. If you live here, shout out to them. If you need like a very large quantity of things, I accidentally hosted 25 people for Friendsgiving this year, and that wasn't something that I felt like I could really borrow from someone in my Buy Nothing group, so I rented them, but it's not something I want to own. I don't want to have to store all of that. Also, things like pressure washers, easy to borrow from a neighbor. Anything that's big like that, ladders, loppers, ice chests. If I need an extra ice chest, I have borrowed them from my Buy Nothing group multiple times, so I don't need to buy them for myself. Now this section is things I won't be buying due to general overconsumption. And the first thing is aesthetic containers. I had to put that on this list because I am such a sucker for aesthetic containers, and I don't know what it is. I don't think it's just a me thing. I think this is why the conversation around water bottles and the conversation this year about the Stanley Bear Cup, like Starbucks Bear Cup. Secretly, I found the Starbucks Bear Cup very cute, but I didn't buy it, obviously, and I haven't bought any new containers because they're cute, but I am a sucker to that. So that's on my no buy list for 2026. No cute containers allowed. One thing I do like to do often when I'm trying to talk myself out of buying something is think about how much that money could be in, 40 years, if I am so lucky as to retire. I think I could use more money in my retirement than I could use cute containers. Also, no impulse thrift finds. I keep a pretty robust, I guess you would say, thrifting wish list, and I'm looking for things at the thrift store all the time that I need. I don't need to be impulse buying things at the thrift store. So none of those. No trendy decor. I can think things are cute, and I can think things like would look good in my home, and I don't have to buy them. I have to remind myself that something being cute is not reason enough to buy it. I'm really trying to stick to vintage in my home when I'm buying something, or something that is handmade and like artisan made, something that I can find at Target or Home Goods or on Amazon or any fast home decor thing like that is not something I'm going to value in the way that I want to value something when I'm bringing it into my home. So no trendy decor in 2026. Same thing with fast fashion. I haven't bought fast fashion in, I want to say 12 years, but I also don't want to even buy micro trends and things like that on like Depop and Poshmark. Then I find myself next year, like what has happened with me when I buy into anything that feels like too trendy. And the reason I know I don't need to be buying it is because what will happen is I'll buy it the first year and I'll wear it. And then the second year I'll pull it out to wear it again and I won't wear it a single time. And by the next year, I'm like, wait, I wore this so much, I don't want to get rid of it. I used to wear it so much. Maybe eventually I'll wear it so much again. And then the next year I'm like, oh, right, it was trendy. That's why it's, yep, okay. So I'm trying not to buy into trends this year, in the last few years, like at all, even if I think they're great and cute and could fit in with my style. If it's something I have to go out and buy, I'm just trying not to do it. I also put myself on a no buy for costume jewelry in 2025, and I'm gonna hold on to that in 2026. I did think that I would buy my first like fine jewelry in 2025, but just so happens the price of gold skyrocketed, and even secondhand stuff now is outrageous, so I didn't do that. But I also think if I'm adding anything to my collection, I want it to be something that I can wear for years and not something that's going to tarnish after like 2 wears. I did a really good job in 2025 of not buying any new makeup. I added 0 new things to my routine, and I'm still so happy with my routine. So I think I'm holding it strong in 2026 and just saying, don't add anything new to your makeup routine. You had no problems with it last year, so just keep doing that, and no new makeup in 2026. I'm not buying into any anti-aging gimmicks. The amount of ads I've seen on TikTok targeting me and my fears of being someone who lives on camera and aging it grosses me out, to be honest with you. It does entice me to be like, oh my God, I really should be thinking about what I look like since like this is my job. But then the other part of me is like, it's disgusting that these people are trying to sell me that I should be ashamed that I am lucky enough to still be living. And I'm proud to say that I didn't buy into any of that in 2025, and I need to stick strong going into 2026. I think my skincare routine, I've had the same one all year because that was one of my things last year was do not add anything to your routine. Well, I'll talk about that in my no buy recap, but I did have to add one thing to my routine. Anyway, no anti-aging gimmicks for me in 2026. No new hair tools for me in 2026 either. I don't know how they managed to do this, but there's always something new coming across my internet that is the new hair tool that everyone's wanting and using. And like, does your hair really look that different with all these hair tools? I feel like the answer is no. At least for me, I am not buying any new hair tools in 2026. And rapid fire for me, that like probably needs no explanation. No Amazon Prime subscription, no TikTok shop purchases. Those are just like really big categories that are no for me. I'm not buying any new camera gear. I did add one thing to my like toolkit last year, and I think it was really worth it. I bought a teleprompter for when I make like very long videos, but I don't anticipate needing to buy any of that. And I think that just telling myself no new camera gear in a year really makes me have to convince myself to buy something, because my standard, my baseline is no, right? So if I do need to add anything to my routine, it's something that's really conscious and something that I am needing, not something that I am just seeing and buying when it's on my no buy list. And same thing with latest tech. I never just run out and buy whatever is the newest, coolest thing. The new iPhone, I won't buy it. The new MacBook, I don't buy it. Whatever camera is the coolest thing right now, I just don't buy into it. I try to remove myself from those like really quick decision purchases that are making the thing that you already have waste so that you go buy another thing. I'm not buying any of that. In 2026, I am not buying any new streaming services. I do not pay for any streaming services per se right now. I pay for YouTube Premium so that I don't see ads on here, which is a godsend, but I don't pay for any streaming services, and I do not want to pay for any streaming services. I don't watch TV like that, and so paying for it seems really silly. And also, it seems to be that all of these streaming services are incredibly unethical, and they all things keep coming out about them and why we should boycott them. So I'm just not going to give them my money. No new streaming services in 2026. No money from me. And lastly, the thing I am not buying in 2026 is a new car. Everybody around me is buying new cars, and I'm not. My car turned 10 years old this year, and we're a one-car household, so we won't be buying a new car, and we won't be buying a second car, because I love my car so much. It's a 2015 Prius, okay? If I can keep her running forever and ever, I will keep her forever and ever. Her name is Pearl. Put some respect on her name. My sister just bought a new car, and her car payment is like $700. I cannot imagine. I don't want to live that life. Okay. So no car, no new car, no second car for me in 2026. Well, that is my list of things that I will not be buying in 2026. I cannot wait to hear from you in the comments. If you agree with these, if you don't agree with these, if you have more things on your list, or if you would like to see kind of a part 2 to this, but more so brands I won't be buying from in 2026, that's more so the video that I think I'll be making. So let me know if you want to see that, but remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and join as a member if you want to support my work and more sponsor-free content. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye, guys.